Hello, people of YouTube. This is Biastical back again with Minecraft as always. And we have Bubbles and Kaiser, although Kaiser went to pee, so he'll be right back. But what is this giant magical contraption that you see before you?
Magical, magical, magical.
Bubbles, would you mind going and demonstrating things?
I can do things
Run
such
in
as
big
that.
circle. So basically, as you guys might know, me and Bubbles have a horse breedery thing. I don't know what they're called. Stables. We have a ranch. We sell horses. And we needed a way
Really?
to calculate out how fast they go. So I spent about 2 hours in a creative world in single player. And go for it, Bubbles. This is what I was able to come up with. So the horse starts there. It starts a timer, which is the lights. And when it shuts off, it will categorize each horse into a color or a block or whatever. And then resetting it is as simple as running through it backwards. So it's actually a pretty basic, easy to use user face. Although I do want to eventually incorporate a reset button. I do not know about any way to do that. Maybe you guys could help me out with that. It's more or less the way that it's set up is there's two T flip-flops. There's one on this side, and then down there at the end there's another one. So I don't really know how to do a reset button. Maybe I could just have it like so it would light up a block or something showing that it's one way or another, so that way you know which one to reset. But that'll take some more looking into in the future. But really quick, I wanted to get into the redstone mechanics of the back here. So you can probably hear Bubbles just did a run. The blocks are connected to note blocks, so you can just hear when somebody uses it. But in here, it's actually surprisingly basic. I know it looks like a lot, but a lot of this stuff up here, this is
Copy
all
paste.
wiring to the lights. And like Bubble said, it is a lot of copy and pasting, really. It was built all survival, 100% legit, so no like actual world edit or anything, no copy paste like that. Just what she means by that is each machine is more or less a unit. So each piston here is one tick counter. So like each of these are a one tick counter. This one here, being that it's the start of a turn, this is a 2-tick, and then at the end where it turns to the next row is another 2-tick. So each turn is a 2-tick, but in between they're all 1-ticks. Did that just to give the lights time to change, I guess. I don't really know, but it works out, so just do that. Basically, though, when it receives power, it runs through the block and keeps going. As soon as it hits the block, it runs through the back here, which goes all the way up to the top here, and it runs up to here, which there's a torch on the other side of this block right here, which powers this light. It also runs down here to this torch, which powers this block, which shuts this torch off, which does all that stuff. And the only reason that I have it doing that to power and unpower is if I had this redstone running right to the piston, it created a bud switch for some reason. I'm not really 100% sure why, but it did. So I had to run it. Basically, it just became a big pain in the ass. I had to run it all the way down below to power this piston. Now, this piston basically has kind of like two things powering it. There's the torch below this block that's powering it, and there's this torch that's powering it. So, Bubbles, if you wouldn't mind making a run while I'm down here.
I should put horses away.
I'll just walk through it then. When she triggers the first one, you'll see that this gets powered, and when this is powered, it's sending it sends power right through. And if I come back here, it goes all the way down here, and it continues to power this by shutting off this torch, turning this torch on, powering the piston through the bottom torch. And basically it just does that, so even when these torches get shut off, and these torches here are like the end switch, so when you cross the finish line, this whole line gets shut off, and it does that for every single one. And if the piston doesn't already have power running into the block, then the piston will retract and the blocks do not process power any farther. And the reason that I wanted it to do that is so it's basically, it'll power up until the finish line is crossed. So say it powered up till here, and then the finish line was crossed right at this block. This will be the last block to get powered, and then this will be the last block to be illuminated. So this here would then run the redstone line. The redstone line would turn on, and it'd turn on the light up top. And it just does that all the way down here. It's one tick in between each block, except for, again, the turns. So where it turns and goes down a different direction. Let's see, where does it do that? I think it's this one right here. Which one does it?
Don't ask
I'm a
me.
liar now. There it is. Okay, so this here is our 2-tick, and then it's running that way. And the reason that I have it go up this way, turn, and go down this way, because over there it turns and then it goes back up this way and then it cycles back. And the only reason that I have it doing that is it's the easiest way to make it run one after another after another. And it makes the lights up here illuminate like in a zigzag, which looks all fancy. So it's
Very
more or less
fanciful.
personal preference on how these lights are run. I just did them in a zigzag mainly because it looked nice and fancy. Alright, so as you can see, you come back here and it loops back to this row here, which, oops, that's supposed to be a 2-tick. I didn't mean to click it. It has the 2-tick, and then it runs down the line. Just trying to eat. Which continues the power supply, and then at the end there it loops over and comes down this line. And then this here's the last block. If this is the block that is still powered up there, that basically means that the horse takes 60 ticks to
It is poop
run
horse.
about 20 blocks, which is basically like, I think it's only like 50 blocks a minute or something like that. It's like ridiculously slow. We've yet to have a horse that does that. The only thing that gets to about that speed, just to kind of put it in reference, is a non-sprinting character. We'll clock about that. So, okay, so I'm gonna you'll notice an edit there, and that's for reasons, or I won't. I don't really know. I probably won't edit it. If I didn't edit it, then you'll know what I'm talking about. If I did, you'll probably still know what I'm talking about because I'm horrible at editing. All right, so back onto this. That's kind of it. It's really just a really simple clock. The only part that's, I guess, complex about it is the unit itself. And the nice thing is that these units are tileable. So you can put them right next to each other and they won't interfere with each other. And you could actually make a counter like this as long as you want. So if you wanted a counter, like mine's only 60 ticks long, but if you wanted your counter to be, for whatever reason, 100 ticks long or 10 ticks long, you can. The only thing is
200 ticks long.
200 ticks long, there you go.
That's what I want, Zach. Make it
For the
right
most
now.
part, though, 200
We'll take a
ticks
vote. The
would
viewers
probably
will
be-
decide.
Okay, it took like a week to get
200
this put together.
ticks.
Okay, 200
So
ticks. We're
long.
gonna have to do this. Really though,
Otherwise, Zach doesn't make any more videos.
I would recommend about 60 ticks, just because 60 lights with a tick in between each seems to make it pretty accurate. I don't really know of any way to make it any more accurate. I don't know a shorter increment of time. But for the most part, though, it runs pretty much exactly how you would plan it. So, get over here quick. Yeah. Okay, so the last light to be illuminated here is the red wool. So I just ran a red wool speed, which is kind of pathetic, but normal player sprint speed seems to clock out around blue wool. Anything faster than that is, basically faster than a normal player speed. And anything slower than that is crap. If you are riding an animal that is slower than your walking speed, it is pointless to ride it.
That's probably the best, though.
It probably is. The whole player face here, though, was designed by Bubbles. Does not need to look like this. You guys can, class each horse
Very
however you
fanciful.
want. This just seemed to look all fancy. Eventually, this is going to look like a giant barn, so that'll look even better. It'll hide all the redstone, and there won't be any dirt stairs and stuff. But if you guys want, do post down in the comments if you want to see a more in-depth tutorial on how to actually build this, or at least get started how to run each unit. If you don't really care, then thumb this video up anyway because I'm a little thumb whore and I needed all of it. They make me giggle.
It's true.
But that's kind of it for this video. I really wanted to make it just kind of as short as possible because we're about to go film some more Probal's caving. So do watch out for that in the future. And also just one very last thing.
Show my fountain.
Oh my god, I'll show your fountain. Two last things. Come here, look at this fountain. Take pretty much pictures. Take all of them. Just here, I'll let you take screenshots.
It's very fancy.
Glide around, make it all look fancy. And it's raining just to add more perfection. But if you see, now I forgot what I was gonna do. Oh yeah, if you guys want to see, if you guys want to see videos of Ace of Spades, which is a video series possibly to come out, we just got it and we're having a lot of fun with it. Go for Zombies for the win. Or Panzer, which I think I'm going to release just a teaser video for that and just kind of see what you guys think. But it's a surprisingly low-played game, but it's a lot of fun. So
So bad.
hopefully we're all horrible at it, except for Austin. So
Yeah.
Austin's pretty much
Fancy.
pro level.
Fanciness.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for the whole video. So thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe, rate, comment, love it like it. As always, guys, I'll see you next time. Cue the outro!